Okay, today we are going to tie a mole emerger. All right, start with some black 6/0 thread. And I like to bring it back about an eyelet to start. And then I like to wrap it forward a little bit to the eyelet, then come back in, or come back about a couple thread wraps back. And then I take this flash buoy and I'll tie it in kind of on the right side of the fly with just a couple of wraps. And then I'm going to tie the other side in with a couple of wraps on the other side. And I make a little bit of a thread dam, just the slightest one, back here. And I take CDC feather. This is like a dun color, CDC. And I just start to tie it in. A couple of wraps, and then I want it on top, and I pull it back until it's about half the length of the hook shank. And then I'll tie it in with a couple more wraps. And then I'm going to come back and cut this A close and B so that it lays down back here. And then I'm going to, a lot of people just wait to cut this flash buoy off until later. But I am going to cut it off now because I like it out of my way. Just slightly longer than the CDC feather. And then I put a little bit of a head on this thing. And then tie this off with a couple half hitches. And that's it for the black. Now I have some 8/0 red thread that I'm going to tie in here at the back, and I leave that about an eyelet worth of the black up at the front. I'm going to trim that off there. I'm going to take this a couple wraps back, and then I'm going to take this black ultra wire. I don't know how thin it is. It's 0.1 millimeters. It's really thin. And then I'm going to capture that and wrap it a couple of times, and then I just pull it down so I don't waste much. And I'm just going to do successive wraps, trying to keep it on top. Till right about that hook bend there. And then I'm going to come forward with successive wraps. I want a little bit of shape to this, so I might come back a couple, come back forward. I'm going to end right about where I started. Now I'm going to take this wire and wrap it up the body here, pretty close. All the way back to where my red's tied in, and then gonna trap it. That adds to that body a little bit. And there's a little piece left, so I just bent it back over, not a big deal. Now I'm gonna take and right on that edge, put some half hitches in. Got a little bit of a leftover CDC feather, and then I'm going to cut that off. I'll use that CDC feather for another fly. All right, so now we have the fly pretty much tied. Now we're going to take some UV glue, and we just need the tiniest amount, and we start just bringing it up to the, you can start from the front and go back, but this works pretty good towards the front. I'm going to loosen this and start to do that same thing on the bottom side, just the smallest amount. Just want a real thin coating. Just about like that. Now I'm going to take my UV light and I'm going to have it up high so that it hardens slower and lasts longer on there. I'm going to hit it for about 45 seconds. And just spin it the whole time I'm doing that. I can use that to spin it. It spins a little bit better. And then I'm going to get close for the end. Just make sure it's all hardened. All right. And that is our little mole emerger. And this is in red. You can tie it in a few different colors. Thanks for following me. If you have any questions or want to see a fly, leave me a message. I read them. Thanks.